When I say math, you say core. Math. Math. When I say math, you say core. Math. Math. Woo! Good day to you, my wonderful Math Core family. I'm Mrs. Cofield, and I am ecstatic to welcome you back to the Operations on the Real Numbers course. Today is lesson number 16, and that's fractions of numbers, finding the fraction and out of. Are y'all ready? Let's get it! So we're going to start by talking a little bit about what we discussed on yesterday. Now, we had some phenomenal information. As we discussed, multiplication can go on and on and on and on. We've done multiplying decimals and multiplying fractions. We've multiplied mixed numbers by getting rid of those guys. We've multiplied integers. And then we even did the applications of multiplication. And then yesterday we took it to another level by talking about fractions of numbers, right? And we noticed that was all about multiplication. Now we're going to do a quick review of that just to make sure that you did not forget, okay? Because it's going to move us on into our next lesson. But let's talk about another main point we discussed yesterday. And we said to find a fraction of a number. Of means times. Now I took that as a major revelation. Of means times. In other words, whenever you see the word of in your real world applications, for example, or in just like a mathematical problem, then that means to multiply. Wow! How wonderful is that? Well, let's go ahead and give it a try and do one of the examples similar to what we did yesterday. Let's go. So we said fractions of numbers, right? For example, 3/4 of 20. So we just said that of means times, so we know that means 3/4 times 20. Now, how do we multiply a fraction times a whole number? Well, first of all, recognize that 20 is really 20 over 1 when you write it in fraction form. And so we have 3/4 times 20 over 1. Now, I would say we can multiply straight across, but do you notice that in this problem we can use the commutative property of multiplication, the C law, and we can switch around the denominators so that we can simplify first. So when we switch it around like that, we end up with 20/4 times 3 over 1. Now, we know that 20/4, you can really just simplify that, and that's just 5. And we know that 3 over 1, that's 3. So really we have 5 times 3, which is just 15. Okay now? That was yesterday's lesson. Fractions of numbers. But moving forward on today's lesson, it's just a little bit different. And it comes in the wording. Watch this. When we say the wording, what I mean is out of. Now we've heard this, in everyday life sometimes. You might even read it in articles or in scientific data and whatnot. And you might hear someone say, for example, 2 out of 5 kids like to play hockey as opposed to basketball or something like that. Or 1 out of 5 students likes to play leisure sports after school. Or maybe it was like 2/3 of the NBA players can make the free throw line easily. That shot, ball in. For me, I can't do the free throw line. For me, it's all about the 3-pointers. Who wants to check me on the court one day? Come on, come on. Miss Cofield got 3s. But anyway, that's what I mean by out of, okay? We're talking about like those statistics that you might hear people throw around or you might read in those articles. So, I'm going to show you though that this is just like super, super easy. Like it's going to blow your mind how easy working with these numbers are. Let's go. So, an example, like I said, on the court, a basketball player hit 3 out of 8 shots. What fraction of the 8 shots did he make? So we're looking for a fraction that represents the amount of shots he made out of the 8. Well, it's right there in your face. Do you see it? Let's look at it again. What fraction of the 8 shots did he make? 3 out of 8. 3/8. So he made 3/8 of the shots. Now, I know y'all might be like, wait, it can't be that simple. I'm telling you, it's that simple. I mean, like, plain sight, like right there, right in your face. So you don't believe me? Well, we can go ahead and check it. Let's check. Let's go ahead and check it. And I'm going to show you how simple this really was. So we can check it by filling in this box right here. Let's put that fraction in there and see what happens. We're going to say 3/8 times 8 equals 3. Is that true? Well, just in case you might be forgetting a little bit, let me show you that commutative property, because that's really saying 3/8 times 8 over 1. You see it now? You see it? We can use that commutative property again, and it becomes 8/8 times 3 over 1, and we got our formula 1 right there. We end up with a solid 3-piece, yo. 3. That was awesome. So I'm telling you, this is so simple. Mind-boggling, right? All right, let's go ahead and try another one. I'm telling y'all, stick with me, because this is like so easy. Let's read this one together. Suppose 13 out of 21 students in a college are math majors. What fraction of the 21 students are math majors? First of all, I want to say the math majors are amazing, and that is definitely a great major to have when you get to college. So yes, consider that one. But it says 13 out of 21 students in a college or math major. What's the fraction? Do you see it? Do you see it? Where my glasses at? Oh my God, it's right there. It's right there. 13 over 21. 13 21sts. That's the answer. Right there in your face. I'm telling you, it's so simple. I'm not going to take y'all back and check it this time. You're going to have to prove it to yourself. I'm just telling you like it is. It's simple. Now let's answer the question in English, because this is one of those real world application problems. So 13 21st of the students are math majors. Beautifully put. Great job. Okay. So we gotta keep it moving. Let's go. So let's try another one, guys. I am loving this. 3 out of the last 5 days it rained. What percent of the last 5 days did it rain? You notice that this problem is just a little bit different. They're asking us to find a percent. But that's nothing, right? Let's go ahead and do this. Let's start by doing our fraction. What's the fraction that you guys see right there in your face? In your face. What is it? Yes, it's 3/5, right? 3 out of 5 of the last days, okay? So if 3/5 is our fraction, the next thing we need to do is make that into a percent. How do we do that? Let's see. Oh my God. Remember, percent means hundredth. So that means if we're able to take those fifths and convert it into hundredths, then we can get our percent. Oh my God, what a radical idea. Totally awesome. So we have 3/5. Now what number? We're going to have to anti-simplify. But what do we have to multiply by in order to turn fifths into hundredths? Can anyone tell me? Absolutely. We're going to multiply by 20/20ths in order to convert this fraction into hundredths. So we know that now our denominators is already set up to be 100th, but what is 3 times 20? Well, that is 60. So now we know that it's 60 over 100, or 60 hundredths, and guess what that is, guys? That is 60%. Woo! On fire. You guys are on fire. So we always want to make sure we answer this question in English, because this is a real world problem again, right? So to answer the question, 60% of the last 5 days it rained. Awesome. Now, y'all are doing such an amazing job. We're gonna keep it moving. Let's go. So here's the next problem. It says, in a clinical trial of a new medicine, 5 out of 8 patients were cured. Approximately what percent to the nearest percent of the patients were cured? Okay, well, to me, this is looking a lot like the last problem. They're asking us for a percent. The only difference this time is that they're saying to the nearest percent, okay? So that means if we get like a decimal, all we have to do is just round it, right? Round it up or it stays the same. So first, let's start by finding the fraction within the problem. Do y'all see it? I see it. It's right there, right there. There it is. It says 5 out of 8. So we're going to start with 5 out of 8. Now we just got to go through, and all we got to do is turn it into hundredths, right? Because percent means hundredth and that. Wait a second. Eighths. How do we turn eighths into hundredths? It's not as simple as I thought. Well, there's got to be something else that we can do. Because eighths, that's not just going to become hundredths like the way fifths did, or like 20ths and like tenths. Like, what do we do with that? My God. Oh, I hear you. That's a great idea. We know that fractions correspond to division. So therefore, we can divide. Yes! You saved the day with that one. I'm telling you, you came through clutch. So we're going to go through and we're going to divide. That's how we're going to do it. You know what they used to tell me? They used to say top dog in the house. So whenever you're dividing these fractions, that's how I think about it. So I don't get it mixed up and, do it backwards. So top dog, that's that 5, numerator. In the house, that's like the dog house, So here we go. Top dog is in the house. Just like that. Boom. And I'm going to put my 8 on the outside, right? Can 8 go into 5? Absolutely not. But this is where our decimals come into play. The cool part about decimals, you can add as many decimals in the back, as many zeros to the end of the number as you want. And they don't matter, okay? So in this case, I'm going to put my decimal place right here. Now, 8 can go into 50. It goes in there 6 times, and that is 48. Now, when we subtract, we get 2. Now, I said I can keep adding these zeros, right? And I'm going to keep adding them until I can't divide anymore. So I'm going to bring that 0 on down there. And now we have 8 going into 20. How many times does 8 go into 20? That's 2 times. That gives us 16. We subtract, you end up with 4. And like I said, zeros in the back don't matter. So why not add just another one, right? There's my other 0 in the back. Looks like my zeros are getting smaller and smaller. But now we have a 40 right there. 8 can go into 40. That's beautiful. 5 times, right? So 5 times 8, that's 40. And when you subtract, guess what? We're at 0 at the bottom. So that's my indication that we are done. But guess what? Our number, our answer that we just found, it says 0.625. That's also known as 625 thousandths, right? But in order to get my percent, what we have to do is multiply this by 100, and then we're going to move our decimal place to the right twice, because that's what happens when you multiply by 100, and you're going to see that the decimal place lands right there. So we end up with really a 62.5%. But the question is, they want your answer rounded to the nearest percent. My question is, what is 62.5% rounded to the nearest percent? Yes. You see that 5 in the back, that 0.5, that 5 tenths? That 5 tenths is going to make us round it up to the nearest percent. And then that is 63%, okay? So 63% of the patients were cured. You guys, great work. We did it, we did it, we did it. We were able to accomplish a lot today. I'm talking about lesson number 16 with fractions of numbers, finding the fraction, which was obviously in your face. And then we were also able to do out of. Wow. Woo! That one kind of came and went so fast. Time just flies when you're having fun, right? Well, guys, it's my time. I have to go. It's okay. You'll see me again soon at lesson number 17. Have a wonderful day and come again. Bye.